Whoa, whoopsie. Hello, friends. How are y'all doing? What happened to my starting soons? I'll be right back, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, we had a little oopsie there, but we're back. How's everybody doing? Lights? Hello, Victor. K Gandhi, hello. Nine Walker, Lana, Mo. Jay, what's up? Little kitty. Lamp. Hey, Vinkies. What desk mat is that? Holy purple. So this desk mat actually just arrived today. This is the GMK Darling Dark desk mat. Is my PC on flight mode? It's the AC. Fine. I'll turn it off and live with the heat a little bit, and then I do have drinks to hold myself off a little bit, so I have some Thai iced tea to survive the heat lately. It's okay. I was just confused. No, it's okay. Bro, turn that back on. It's okay. It's okay. If you're not in New York City, you don't understand. Yeah, it's been pretty... actually, today's a little better than the past weeks or so. The past 2 weeks. Just put a noise gate on your mic? Yeah, I could do that. The only reason I don't do the noise gate is because I know for a fact that I would forget to turn off the noise gate. I would forget to like for like typing tests and stuff. Our apartment's not insulated. Well, no, it's not that. It's just it's humid. It's humid. Yeah. Actually, it's not that hot today though. For a fact. Like it's actually much better today than previous days. What TKL is that in front of me? You can do exclamation keyboard for that. It's an LZMP though. LZMP. Discord butt up? What? Oh, is the sound from Discord popping up? That's kind of weird, actually. Let me double check that. That's kind of weird. That is kind of bizarre. Okay, well, alright, I just disabled it. Discord notifications through stream. Yeah, that's kind of weird, actually. I'll check it. I'll look into the audio settings next time. I just disabled all the notifications now, though, so it should be okay. But probably it's coming in through my DAW right now, actually. I probably have something enabled that I shouldn't. Which is probably why it's coming through there. I'll look into it later. How am I today? I'm doing okay. Nice nub. Thank you. Thank you. It's one of my favorite caps, actually. Very, like, natural looking color. So how's everybody doing? Actually, I think I got some mail. So the first piece of mail is, oh my gosh, that's so cute. It's little marshmallows by Tiny. Let's open it up. Look at this, so cute. Oh my gosh, look at that. Oh yeah, so this one's from Tiny's Cap Club. And then this one is from Chongosaurus. Was very kind in sending this because through Tiny, so he was supposed to get it from Tiny, but he sent it, he asked Tiny to send it to me. This was from that time I was listening in on Tiny's stream for a giveaway, and then he won that giveaway, and then he told me that he was gonna ask Tiny to send it over to me, which was so nice of him. This is matched to like the poly purple color from the NK65 that she was building back then. Really cute. And yeah, the packaging is like this bottle like little baggie. The second package, I know what it is. But so I'll disclaim it in just a second, but basically it's something that I was supposed to get. I was supposed to get, but and then there's some defect to it, so I'll explain. Oh no. Oh, I hate this. Okay. I hate packing peanuts with a passion because they are so messy. I hate packing peanuts. I think stream sniping. My day has been meh. I think I'm being ghosted by the guy commissioned for some knobs. Like, oh, novelties. Oh, that's so unfortunate. I'm sorry to hear that. This is for a key set, right? Stream is frozen. Are we back? We're back. Oh, what the hell is going on today? Yeah, I'm seeing the big drop there. I don't know why that happened. Yeah. Apologize for that, but huh. Weird. Okay. Well, it came back. But yeah, I saw this. There was a big spike. I don't know why. I don't know where it came from. That's weird. Oh, it's back. That's what matters. So anyway, so this was supposed to be... It says lightning right there. Oh, it looks like a 3D printed case with silicone. Okay. So, this is what I got. It's a unicorn enter key. Like for the Singa unicorn. So, but I basically got disclaimed by the maker of it after I was sent it. So like when it was during transit. That there is an issue with it. And the issue with it was that basically it won't fit because the size is not right. So like I guess they maybe miscalculated a measurement somewhere, but basically it's slightly short, as you can see. It's slightly short. So I'm probably gonna get a replacement for it. I can either get like a refund or a replacement. I'll probably get a replacement for it. At first glance, it's very nice. It's like an R3 enter key. Actually, I do wonder if it fits on the stab, even if it's short. So I'm kind of curious about that. Not really, no. I think it is actually just short. Oh well, too bad. It is short. But basically, yeah. Someone here in the U.S. Had these made. Yeah, I don't think it will mount. I think the measurements might be off, even if it's short, or maybe because it's short. Yeah, it's like, no, yeah, it does mount. It does mount. So, but it's like, it's just short. It's just short. So, it looks pretty cool though. It's kind of tight, actually. But yeah, I'll probably get a replacement though. I'll probably ask for a replacement key because they're planning to make replacements for it. F? What? Oh, I thought stream dropped again. Oh god. Oh, okay. I mean, it could be that stream could drop, but it's so weird. Okay. Hello, Tommy Hong. Hello. Thoughts on PO2 discipline? What's PO2 discipline? Let's see. Okay. I guess it doesn't know what it is. What is it supposed to be? Do you have a link? I mean, the discipline is one of those through-hole 65% kits. I know that much. I mean, people have been liking them a lot, actually. I've still yet to build one. Puroresu Studio. Okay, let's try that. Oh, I see. It's an aluminum case, seamless frame for the discipline 65% by CFTKB. Aluminum. It looks pretty neat. Okay. That looks pretty cool. It's a pretty simple enclosure, it looks like. Keycaps, plate. That's just the PCB stuff. Yeah, it's pretty simple enclosure. So simple enclosure, like aluminum enclosure with some cuts, it looks like. Okay. It looks pretty cool. I would say that yeah, I think people have been liking their disciplines, like the regular disciplines. So the PO2 seems alright. It's priced at, let's see, if I chose like this. Sure, yes. No thanks. So that's like what, 280 pounds, so like $350 maybe? I don't know. It seems like it could be nice for it. I have to say I don't really like the way the case is done. It kind of it's like very like it's like a uniform clipe. Like it's just a wedge with uniform bezels. Not my thing, honestly. Uniform bezels in general are like not. I'm not huge into them. I actually prefer bezels that are like different proportions. Also like very sharp edges. I actually prefer slightly like curved edges. Like too sharp, I think it just looks really weird. Especially on top. On the bottom it's fine because you don't see it, but on top it's kind of weird. And then yeah. But yeah, nine walker, as you say, like I prefer the discipline to be an acrylic stack. Yeah, I think I would probably prefer the discipline to remain an acrylic build, because I feel like the whole point of the build is that it's cheap, easy to assemble, right? And it kind of defeats the purpose of that when you like get a whole case for it. But I understand why people would get a, like, if there's their first custom, I understand why people would get their first like aluminum case for the discipline. So yeah, so let's get started, shall we? Am I going in for a iron 180? I haven't paid attention to the GCAC interest check. I can double check if the iron 180 by Smith and Rune. Let's see. Let's just take a look. Okay, looks pretty similar to the iron 165 from the. Oh, actually, yeah, pretty much everything about it is pretty similar. 7 degrees, USB-C, blah blah blah. I'll be honest. I like the iron 165 that I built, but I have to say I'm not huge into the TKL. It's just the aesthetic. Overall aesthetic is just not for me. The bezels are a bit too chunky for me. It looks a little bit disproportionate because of like the thin separations, especially it's like an F13 too, so it's like even less space between things. And then there's like these chunky bezels. I like it, like somewhat, but I have to say it's not something I would buy. I don't think I'll enter. Like if I were to enter, I think I would probably choose not to. Yeah. It's a little blocky. Yeah, I think that's how I feel about it. It is a little bit blocky. Actually, in like 15 minutes-ish, someone might... a client is actually just dropping off some stuff. So I'm like, if I suddenly have to leave just to say like, be right back, that's why. I'm just gonna get some stuff from the door. Oh, Croissant, dropping by to say hi, gotta go. Sounds good, man. Have a good Saturday. Thank you so much for stopping by, man. Typing on this right now. Oh, that's cool. If you guys want to see what Vinkeys is sharing, is just this digital lettering system. I'm watching Lightning Keywords. That's kind of cute. That's very nice. So this it's converted then. Oh yeah, it looks like it's converted with like it's like a Lindy style cable. That's pretty cool. Is Penguin just going to come wheel her chair over? I don't think she's bought it yet, the new one. I think she's still waiting. Yeah. What do you think about Dolchar 5? I think you should consider it. Consider Dolchar 5. Anyway, let's start, shall we? Oh yeah. So here's the KBD Fans box. just have screws and bump-ons. Here's the PCB, which I need to probably flash. Looks like it's foam for the case. That's just the plate. Let's take it out. It's a brass plate today. Yeah, stiff build. And here's the case. It's Winkey black KVD8X. Cool. All right. I don't think I'll have to piece it apart just yet because, but I'm just gonna show you guys what the case looks like. Marks on the brass, but lucky it is inside. Yeah. It's on the inside. It might be a B stock one. It's not too bad though. I mean, on the outside everything looks okay. Like all the aluminum, the anodizing is actually like really clean. I like that AIO3 logo over there at the corner. I think that's pretty cool. Most likely B stock. Yeah, that's possible because I think that was the most recent drop from them. So that's the back. Really clean. Nice and clean. Could be A stock too actually though. I'm thinking actually this could be A stock because I actually don't see a single marking anywhere else other than the inside, and so it's because it's interior. I think it's possible they just mark it as A stock too, because on interior marks normally are let go. You know, it's pretty nice for a B stock. Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking too. It could be a B stock, but I don't know. I actually don't know if it's a B stock or not. That's not something that was disclosed to me. Yeah, it's possible it's an A stock though. But yeah, normally interior marks are kind of more forgivable, I feel. Just in general. Okay, so let's get this. Is it only me that feels like stabs are expensive? Depends. What are you buying? If you're buying Zeal stabs, yeah, it's expensive. I guess Durock stabs kind of are more expensive than like Cherry. Like Cherry ones are what, like $2.50 each? Yeah, so Durock stabs I think are like $3 and like 25 cents each or something like that. So it ends up being like $20 to $25 for a set, shipped. I think that's about right. Okay, so AO through PCB. Maybe it was just alcohol. Where's my connector? Okay. Okay, cool. It works. Let's get VIA open. Okay, cool. It detects right away. Awesome. Let's see, I think we're building a 7U today. So 7U. Let's just make this the right win key, because why not? Wait, where's the right win? Over here. Okay, all good. I'm gonna do this left control because I don't really use caps lock for now. Okay, that's all good. That's all cool. Actually, I'm just gonna change this over to a layer changer. And then on layer 1, I'll just put the caps lock, as well as maybe here I'll put the RGB toggle off, because we're not gonna need it. And then actually on lighting, VS speedrun's my favorite part of the stream. Sorry, man. Oh, it doesn't show up. Oh, I guess it doesn't turn off unless I just do it by... Alright, cool, let's just test this. Where to get that desk mat? So the desk mat is a, is the GMK Darling Dark desk mat. Oh, you're not kidding. It's a serious comment. Okay. I didn't realize. Sorry. There I go again, apologizing. But yeah, the desk mat is it just delivered today. And Leva, hello. The desk mat is the GMK Darling Dark desk mat. I ordered it like when GMK Darling ran. I did not get GMK Darling, however. Not the set for me. Specifically the modifiers are what turned me away from the set. The colors I think looked pretty cool. But yeah, was not into the modifiers myself, like the icon mods and whatnot. Yeah, there are a few like decisions that were made in the design process by Zerp that I was not huge into, and so I ultimately just decided to purchase the desk mat because I thought it was really cute. And I actually do like the reference and the overall theme of the set. Yeah. But yeah, the set itself, the kitting and stuff, was just not for me. So, saved some money. But never free from cool desk mat designs. Like, that's probably my weakness, is getting desk mats. Because, first of all, for me, I guess desk mats, they make for good backgrounds. And also, it just kind of is like a nice way to change something up, like the look up of my desk, without having to spend more than, what is that, like $25-ish, which is not bad. And also they're washable, so they would last a long while. Yeah. Access Tech, hello. Pirolito, hello. Estriel Q, hello. How are you doing? Did you go on a photo walk again today? Nice, that works. So everything is working as it should on VIA. And we can probably just hide that. Alright, let's get the switches. So, pretty standard TKL build today with some lubed Zelios. Not today, I had my first driving test, which I failed. Oh, I'm so sorry. Went home and cured my depression with a keyboard build. Nice. That's a good idea. Building a keyboard to get through stressful situations. Sounds just like something I would do, I feel. Okay. I'm expecting a phone call. If soonish. I'm just gonna put my phone out here. Oh yeah, the screws are always attached to the stabilizer pieces. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yep. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then a bunch of screws. Cool. Did the 8X use the shimmies? No, they did not. Okay, cool. So I took some photos of that. Nice. What keyboard did you build today, SRealQ? Kind of curious. Today we only had one new case in Toronto, and I cannot wait to get back to normal. That would be good. New York City is planning to reopen schools, which I think is an absolutely terrible idea, even if the cases are low. Because the problem with children is that children spread. And it's like a silent spread. Like, you know, they don't, like, children don't show the symptoms, like, at least a lot of them don't. I think it's a terrible idea, but anyway, I won't comment too much on that. But yeah. Children are the plague. Yeah, they're like a very silent, deadly plague in a way. I mean, I'm not trying to say, like, I hate children. I'm trying to say it's a bad idea to put children in front of people at risk, because like that's what's going to cause a spread rather than the adults who are like working. I built an acrylic. In Mexico we have 300 new cases. Oh gosh. Yeah. I built an acrylic tofu with creams today, and the other day I built a 8X polycarb. I saw your 8X polycarb photos. The photos look great. SRealQ. I saw like your setup photo, and then I saw the actual photo, and I was like, man, that's nice. Like you did a great job of setting that up. I thought that was pretty sweet. Do you feel like these flex cuts on the PCB, if you would, for example, use palm plate or another soft plate? Yeah, I think the flex cuts start mattering when you're using softer plates, but if you're using a very excuse me, rigid plate, it's hard to tell that they're there. Yeah. They certainly are overemphasized when you have softer plates, for sure. Yeah. 8X only sells with brass plates, so the flex cuts are a bit useless. Is that right? Does the 8X not come with any other options like aluminum or polycarb or carbon fiber or anything else? Is that what it is? Brass only? So harsh with linear switches? So I have to say it is rigid, but it's not like super bad. Like I feel like stainless steel is worse than brass for linears. I mean, like not worse, but like more rigid rather. Sounds like Earthbound music, man. I wish I could play Earthbound music. I mean, I could probably play like a mashup or a mix probably without getting shut down by Twitch. But I mean, that would not be. I mean, still, I would just rather avoid all that altogether. Stainless likes to ping a lot. It can, yeah. Also depends on the case, I feel, for stainless. I mean, I remember I actually don't mind stainless and linears. For a while, actually, they were the norm. For a long time, stainless and linears were the norm, and polycarb and like aluminum for tactiles were the norm. Like that was kind of like what people would go for actually. Like in Korea and the U.S., like in a lot of places. But I guess that kind of has shifted a lot in the past few years. Go and die. Hey, what's up, Droke? How you doing, man? How's it going? AO3 has plate files available, and Project Keyboard ran a few different plates for the 8X. That is correct. They did. Project Keyboard did run. Is it? Are they still running? I'm not sure. They did run though for sure. Like I remember them seeing the run for 8X plates in different materials like polycarb and I think carbon fiber. And FR4. Yes, FR4. Yeah, if you haven't checked out, I think Project Keyboard might still have it on pre-order, so go and check that if anything. Palm, polycarb, FR4, and carbon fiber. Got it. Got it. Yeah, I've had a pretty busy week, to say the least. It's been busy, and I'm only expecting to get busier over the following 3 to 4 weeks. I'm gonna get pretty busy with life things, pretty much. So I've been having a harder time paying attention to all these new rupees and new interest checks. There's a lot of cool new stuff, but there's always new stuff, and it's just hard to keep up with everything. If you guys haven't seen, Prime Keyboards and AIO3 just had their they opened an interest check for a keyboard called the Meridian. It's like an Ergo. It's basically an Ergo 60%. It's like the Alice, but without the left-hand side cluster. What's the difference between carbon fiber and FR4? FR4 is a material that we use for... It's fiberglass, so it's the same material that we use for PCBs. It's technically called like flame retardant material or something like that. But FR4 is probably more flexible. Also depends on the thickness, but if you assume the same thickness, I think carbon fiber might be more rigid than FR4. FR4 is very light too, carbon fiber. I mean, we use carbon fiber for like driving seats on racing cars, like a lot of different things. Like it has so many applications in the industry. But it's favored for its lightness. Like the material is light, but it's a very durable and manipulable material as far as like cutting and manufacturing goes. Although it has its challenges around that too. McLarens use a carbon fiber tub. That is correct. That is correct. A lot of racing cars do. I used to do you guys know what FSAE is? It's like formula. It's like formula, like sports, like automobile, like it's like it's basically like small formula racing cars and like for like college groups and whatnot. Yeah, so I used to do FSAE. Although I worked in the electric team, so we were working on electric motors and electric cars, but I would still help the people over at the gas car, at the racing car people. And I would help with the carbon fiber stuff. Carbon fiber is pretty dope, yeah. It's got some extra keys on the bottom right. So actually, yeah, the Meridian, it basically has like an ANSI 6.25U, like similar, like that ANSI standard layout. Like it has like all 7 bottom row keys, like excluding the spacebar, and then it's like a 60%, and that doesn't have like any additional clusters. So that's basically what it is. My cello case carbon fiber is lightweight, and its lightweight is invaluable. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's what's cool about carbon fiber. It's like how durable and like rigid the material is, despite how light it is, like by weight. Yeah. Oh, for those curious, so as you know, we're currently running GMK Dolchar 5, which I obviously highly recommend that people look into it. But for those who are wanted to know like an update about it, we have a good start for the first week. For most kits, we are, I would say we are definitely producing the base kit and the extension kit, and the Hangul kit needs a little bit of a boost for us to hit MOQ. But I mean, I'm pretty sure, I'm more than certain that we will be hitting MOQ by the end of the group buy. The Rama caps have been selling pretty well as well. But if you haven't checked out Dolchar 5, do consider getting also the Hangul kit. I think the Hangul kit is something that's new and pretty cool. They're not super cheap either, I know. What is the completed board? The completed board is an LZMP, also stands for masterpiece. It's, you can get all the stats, specs of the keyboard with exclamation keyboard, with the command exclamation keyboard. With Hangul kit, you get 2 full kits, pretty good value. Yeah, so if you, so the idea behind the extension kit and the Hangul kit, first of all, Hangul kit is there with the full alphas because people requested like all the punctuation marks and all the rest, because people wanted to mix and match different modifiers with them. So that's one thing it offers. The second thing, along with the extension kit, so if you get a base kit, an extension kit, and a Hangul kit, let's say, you can actually fill 2 full keyboards with no issues, because you will have 2 alpha sets and basically enough modifiers to cover like a TKL and then like a 65% or something like that, you know? You can cover 2 full layouts, which is the attractive part about the extension kit. If you just get the extension and the base, you can still fill 2 keyboards with, like, one would be with Dolch and the other one would be with some other alphas. So that's kind of the idea behind the extension kit. It's designed so that you can use your leftover modifiers from your base kit and the extension kit modifiers to fill out another keyboard. Like, that's why it's extension. Yeah, and you know, in addition to all the other stuff that's kind of like more niche, like the windowed keys or like the other space bars and whatnot, right? Like, that's obviously just there for compatibility purposes. And for those who are not aware, there's also a giveaway on Instagram, which ends actually on the weekend. So I highly suggest you check out Project Keyboard's Instagram profile to enter. The rules are pretty simple. You just have to like follow their account, my Instagram account, and then like they think like comment is optional. But yeah, it ends on Monday, I believe. The drawing is on Monday, so like, if you haven't entered, I do suggest you enter for a free set. Will the Hangul kit look weird on modern Dolch? You see, I wish I could tell you right now, but I can't, because I don't have modern Dolch. I can probably show people what Dolch alphas look like with modern Dolch modifiers, if once my modern Dolch kit arrives. And I'm not talking about R2. I actually Thanks to someone very nice in the community, I was able to finally pick up a set of Modern Dolch. So it hasn't shipped yet, so I have to get it from them. Okay, looks like I have to go pick up the stuff from the client. I'll be right back. Okay, I will be right back. Whew, okay. Apologies, my friends. Just came back. Okay. I mean, something I picked up just now is this. But it's something that I need to look at. It's a whale. It's a client's whale. They have an issue with the PCB, I think. So we'll be looking at that at some point during my work downtime. But yeah. Ram outside with RS, come get it. Okay, okay, buddy. Not convincing enough. Okay, now I'm actually like super warm. I'm gonna turn on the AC. What am I drinking? I'm drinking Thai tea. I'm drinking Thai tea. Oops. Where's the kind bar? Not right now, I guess. But I do have kind bars still. I love kind bars, actually. Alright. Yeah. Okay, fine. Could do a little bit of that. If I did this properly. So let's see. What's new lately? Yeah, I know that last time people were sad about the key code raffle. I guess not much since then. It's only been a few days. But I'm hoping to hear back from GMK this coming week, for Greek page updates, because we haven't gotten any updates for a while. Bad ICs. Like what? I've seen some decent ones. I think like Tyson was ICing a set with like neutral colors and like colored accents, which seems okay for someone looking to get something relatively neutral, which is kind of like GMK minimal, but not quite. Do you see RSIC? I don't remember seeing an RSIC drug. I will win a key cult raffle in 2034. All good. By 2034. Oh yeah. So Key Cult had they were featured as guests on Mechs on Deck, and they were saying that maybe they'll have a key set or something like in 2030. You know, like they'll have like their own merch, like outside of just keyboards and like wrist rests, I guess. Because people were like, oh, when are we gonna have like key call themed keycaps or like key sets or like other kinds of work collaborations. Key called Battleship 2026. Key called Key set 2030. You can whoa. So toxic. You cannot afford RS. Just straight up. Just straight up canceling. It's like you can't. No. Riot and Jorge going to hate making these commitments? Oh, I mean, you know, like Obsidian, like there's always those people who like hold you accountable to like the most mundane of claims. Like, it's clearly not a promise, it's clearly just said as a joke. But some people will be like, but you said back in August 6, 2020 that you were gonna make a key set by 2030 and now it's 2029 and you haven't done an IC. They think they can afford RS Pro. It's screenshotted and pinned in Discord. Yeah, I mean, that kind of stuff. People generally need to chill. Yeah, I mean, I guess the whole lockdown is getting people a little bit antsy and anxious about stuff in general, like overall anxiety. Koi is obsessed? Wait, he's obsessed with, like, what? Like the key set idea and stuff? I mean, as I guess as moderator and delegating different tasks, maybe he's excited about anything, any new merch that's Key Cult themed, because that's kind of his thing. The Battleship and Key set idea? I see. Oh gosh. Koi. Onlykois.com. Lockdown has been a good time to embrace different hobbies though. Yeah, that is true. I personally think that lockdown isn't too bad. I mean, like, I certainly do think that it can be a bit anxiety inducing and kind of like just like tough to be doing in like this in and out, but yeah, like generally speaking though, like I think knowing how to spend your time indoors is also sort of, you know, it's like a learned skill almost. You can be pretty productive. And like, you know, it's just despite lockdown, it's also not like you can't go outside. You just need to be careful. Like I still go out for walks pretty much every day. I promise it's safe. Sorry, Obsidian. I never click on links on Twitch chat. Never. Would never do that. Not leaving the house until 2021 after all the money spent on audio. Yeah, you won't even have money to spend outside, so might as well, right? Money saved. rs.com. Disco works when... Now that looks sus. Yeah. Hella sus. Disco.works RS bro moment. I actually do wonder, is that actually a thing? I'm just gonna look at the preview. Nah, it's not working. Dude, you should actually just make a website for it. It's basically free. Just ask a friend to lend a domain. Google form is free. Summit cable stole me. Oh man. Audio is an even bigger money sink. Yeah, audio is huge. Like, it's so expensive. Like, especially like when you go into like upgrades and stuff, I feel like it's endless and also like very much diminishing returns, but there is a lot of variety, so it's like, oh yeah, I'm totally exploring my own preferences, and then you end up spending a ton of money. $500 cable for the same sound, poggers. Yup. Yeah, I honestly have to say I don't... The cable part, I'm not very sure I understand. Like, even as, like, an electrical engineer, like, I understand, like, gauges and, like, kind of, like, impedance and that stuff, but, like, the amount that you gain from it is so minimal that I can't tell how the human ear could even tell that difference. Like, in the frequency domain. Like, I just can't fathom how people could tell the difference. It's just placebo effect, for the most part, I feel. But, you know, I'm not an authority on it. I certainly don't know much about it. bro. It can't. Trust me. 73% of people into audio don't even clean their ears properly, sadly. Yo, that is sucks. Also, that's kind of nasty to think about, in the sense that, like, if you go onto like what is that? The Audio Exchange, the AV Exchange subreddit. I think that's the one that where you sell, like, buy sell audio stuff. Is that right? Anyway, basically like the mech market equivalent of audio. Like, I feel like buying other people's like IEMs or like cans could be like so, like, I don't know, like kind of nasty, you know? It's like it's been like, I feel like, as opposed to keyboards where, like, for keycaps you just put them in, you know, you can wash them and stuff, but like, I don't know, for IEMs and stuff, like, how do you even do that deep cleaning for that? Wax blocking have the audio going into ears so they amp to blast sound through it. Woo! Oh man, that's those are some heavy hitter claims. Which is true too though, like I feel like it could be so true. Oh gosh. Cause yeah, I mean, self-hygiene is a completely different kind of like thing from people who just are in the audio thing for like the equipment, right? So it's like, probably it could factor in, you know, like it does play a role if you actually have an earwax issue, right? I don't know, kind of curious. Used IEMs are gross. Yeah. High-end ear cleaner is going to be a big market. Yeah, it's gotta like reach every part of the IEM, like every part of the device. Like you need to be able to clean it. You need to be able to disinfect it or whatever. It needs to basically like refurbish that device so that it can be passed from hands to, like, you know, from one hand to the other, from one person to the next. That's so funny though. Self-hygiene hobby. r/audio cleaning. One thing in audio I do want to spend more money on eventually is custom IEMs. Yeah, I've heard it's a pretty deep rabbit hole. Cause like you can like get them molded like to match your own ear shape, and then you can like basically you could get your ears tested for your frequency response and like of your inner ear, and then you can like basically match the like output response to your ears, like for the IEMs to your ears, which is kind of really out there, but I mean I suppose it is, like, it's doable and all that, and people do it and people pay a lot of money for it. Just not sure though, because I feel like hearing does decay over time. Like your hearing does get worse, normally worse over time, like as you age / as you're exposed to like audio, like, you know, like sound pollution essentially. So I don't know how, like, how relevant it is to make custom, like, you know, customize IEM so that they also like match your frequency response, right? It's just a comfort I'm seeking. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I mean I understand that part, because some people's like ears are just so different that like none of the typically made like what are the little rubber thingies like don't fit, like the ends. Yo, Coob, hello. What's up? Thanks for the 1 bit. How you doing, Coob? I saw that you sent Nat the Pandora prototype. How did that go? I saw the video briefly. I kind of glossed through it because that's all the time I had, but look pretty cool. I think the little knob in the back is kind of cool. Very, very curved design. You didn't come ours built last night? Oh yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know until I saw the photos, Drogue. So that's why it's sad. I wish I knew that that was gonna happen. I would have joined actually. Was a lot of fun. That's good. I'm glad. Glad to hear. It's amazing how we are all one with the community. Some stream, some make, some build, some render, but in the end we all work together. Yeah, I mean, yeah, people do different things, that's for sure. I feel that also, like, you know, people have different, like, specialties slash interests. Like, in my case, I like building, which is why I like, stream slash build. I mean, I actually stream because it's fun to sort of interact with people while I'm building. I could just build without bothering to stream it, but I feel like it kind of brings a lot more entertainment to be able to chat about something while building, and to, like, you know, share with people who, like, want to know how I decide to build something, or how, like, whatever, like, how it sounds, how it looks, because those are also, like, choices you make while you're building, but, you know, normally those choices are not shown until the end product. I guess for design, it's not so much that, because designs happen kind of in the back, you know, like in the, like, it's like behind the scenes. I mean, I guess the interest check process is a way to showcase that, like, in the process design, I mean, in the process sort of moments. But, have you made a PCB before? Yes, I have, but not for keyboards, not for keyboards. My expertise on PCBs is actually very limited. Specifically, like, the ARM stuff that we use. Like, I know, like, basic stuff, like in VLSI, like VLSI stuff, and, like, just, like, basic circuit board stuff, but, like, that's, like, basically, like, up to, like, very, very basic level stuff I know, but that's about it. Like, I don't know all the controller stuff that we do for, like, our microprocessors. Great stuff, Indulge. Thank you, thank you. I hope that you will consider getting it. I know it's a old and maybe boomer, not very cool set for some, but it's a classic. 100% in. I'm not trying to be suggestive. Just trying to say that everyone has different tastes. Okay, let's try to test these out. No problem with being suggested for a good set. Thanks for the encouragement, Sensei Ja. Let's see. Don't think I had any washers included here, so. I want to build a Dactyl Manuform. Seems pretty fun. Red washer group buy and eat some. The on Amazon you can actually get like a bag full of them, which is basically like a lifetime supply amount for like really cheap. So there's a KBD Fans case with an AIO3 PCB. Yes, that's correct. It's actually the design itself is AIO3. So KBD8X Mark II was full AIO3 based design, just that he produced it with KBD Fans. So KBD Fans was the vendor for it, and now they can. I mean, I assume they share royalties with AIO3, so they rerun the set. The keyboard as much as they want. So it's a pretty accessible TKL that has a pretty high quality standard, I feel, because AIO3 does really good stuff. And it's like widely available because KBD Fans has the means to produce it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like along with the Polaris, or like pretty much a lot of the most recent KBD Fans designs are like AIO3 has some involvement in them. Specifically Polaris and KBD8X Mark II. It's also influenced like the stuff that KBD Fans themselves are pushing out. Probably because it's more tuned with the preference of people in the hobby. So, how's the finish on the case and the weight? It's really good. The anodizing doesn't have any flaws as far as I noticed. The weight looks like it's coated. It's like PVD coated or something. It's like clear coated. It looks like the internal part of the weight has like a few minor blemishes. But they're internal, so they're not noticeable. But from the outside, it looks really clean. Like I don't see any like big marks or like, like dents or anything like that. About Andromeda, AIO3 said not less than 1K. Yeah, so Andromeda is the complete opposite of the KBD8X, in the sense that KBD8X is like no frills, simple TKL, but Andromeda is actually a very purposeful design that tries to basically go for very complex, very expensive to make, like looking as sleek as possible, like with AIO3's design language, and like has no limits on how much it'll cost machining wise and whatnot. So it'll be like a limited small run with very expensive costs. Relatively very expensive cost to machine, and yeah, and so that's what it's aiming to be. It's supposed to be like as premium design wise as it can go, like with things that are hard to cut in CNC. Yeah, so he's basically pulling all the stops for the Andromeda. I don't need 20K, only need 6. Troke, if you really need washers, I could send you some by like snail mail. I wonder if these resale prices will plummet at some point in the future with all these keyboards coming out. Eventually. I think right now we are still... The thing about prices is also that it's affected by the growth of the community, meaning like there's still a lot more people coming in at a given amount of time versus the amount of keyboards coming out from production. So there's always going to be a demand that's not satisfied, and for that reason it'll take a while for us to see that change in like how the pricing has been working. A big issue also is that, like, for pricing, the big issue is that people are also spending a lot of money. Like, like an exorbitant amount. Like there's like, I feel like there's like reasonable spending and kind of like really exorbitant spending. Like I think like for instance like the people buying like what people call high-end keyboards for like 4 or 5 times the group buy price is pretty ridiculous. Like it's kind of out there. And the thing is like, because the hobby is growing so quickly, there's enough people willing to do that, and that's what's pushing that like top end really high up. And like people justify it. Like people who own these items are like, oh, 5 other people sold this keyboard I own for 5-6 times the group buy price. Why shouldn't I? You know, like the offer's too good to pass on. So it self-perpetuates that, and it's gonna be like this cyclical thing until people realize that either just by supply and demand, there's not enough people willing to buy at those prices, which is obviously going, like, you know, it'll force sellers to bump the price down, right? That's just regular like free market forces. And then the second is that it would be that there are enough keyboards out there for people who have opportunities to get something without having to resort to paying that exorbitant price. And this goes even for smaller like items like NK65s or KBD67s. Yeah. Anyway, first class shipping is so Monka S right now. Yeah, not. I'm actually having not many issues with first class, but international, yeah, it's kind of bad. International will just take a long time, I think. The last time I saw a Jane after market prices last year was like 1.5. Now it's like 4K, like WTF. Yeah, I know. Overdrive, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Sorry, I just mentioned it now. But yeah, yeah, I think so too. Like I remember when so actually back when like Nathan was just starting to stream and whatnot. So this was like back in like late 2017 maybe. Around then, I remember that he bought a Jane V1. I still remember it was like an olive, like green, like Jane V1. And I remember he bought it at like 750 or 800, and people were like, "Oh my god, that's so expensive." And now it's like any TKL, like yeah, like ROM Unlimited group buy and still 1K. Like that's this kind of stuff. It's like, what? It's kind of crazy. It's kind of out there. That Jane was with a Triss. Yeah, I mean, like it's just so wild. Like the way things are happening right now. It was either you or Soran, and Soran draws too many ducks. I need birds to stop flying into my window. 2017 LOL, I miss those days, yeah. What's market price for RE? Maybe I'll sell it to you. I can't afford the market price for RE, Mr. Drogue. I'm pretty sure that the market price for RE is like... I'm pretty sure it's like about the same as SE, which is like... I think people are saying probably like, what, 4 or 5? I don't know. 4 or 5 grand? I don't even know. Right? I don't know. I honestly stopped looking at it like in a numbers game, because it's just like it's so expensive. I know Stolen. I only know Stolen has one. Yutzi does too, right? He has a pink RE. Nasfu also has a R. Oh, SE, yeah, Stolen and Luffy KR. Yeah. Luffy KR just got it. SE. Jane RE? No, I'm talking about LZ RE. It's TKL by LZ. The RE and the SE are both TKLs by LZ. That were run quite a long time ago. Jane RE, is that a thing? No, Jane RE is not a thing. There is Jane. There's TJR Jane, the first one, B1. There is Jane CE. That's the next one. And then there's Jane V2, and then there's Jane V2 CE. Those are the... So there's 4 different Jane, like, versions, so to speak. What the heck is this? God. Jane A B C D E. Do you see the Jane SC? Wait. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Joke is talking about, so someone posted a picture of a Jane V2 bottom. I think they like had it finished in some, I don't know what it is, the kind of finish they use. It's like blue, super blue, and it had like SE letters engraved on the like right hand, like the bottom right hand corner. I was not sure what that was about. I was just like, huh. And then there's like a part of the bottom part that like it was like, it looked like it was like bending upward. Oh, it's kind of weird. I don't know what it was about though. I guess like someone sent it to refinish somehow, but I'm not sure if that's my cup of tea. Looks like vinyl. Yeah, I don't know. It looked like, yeah, it looks sort of like paint almost, but I think it's something else. I just don't know what it is. All right, let's try the stabs. But yeah, so yeah, that's honestly though, Drogue, I like the RE more than the SE personally for LZ boards. Just like I like the design of the RE a lot more. I like the bar, it's pretty fun. SE bottom kind of dog, yeah. I think the one thing that people always remember when talking about the SE is the Danji Wanji's pictures, and you look at the bottom and it has those like humongous bump-ons. They're like 3 centimeters off the ground. You're like, man, that keyboard's floating, but it's like the bump-ons are like this thick. Just like, oh my god. Favorite spring weight? I prefer 60. Anywhere between 60 and 65 is good for me. But 62 and 63.5, those are pretty good for me. 55 is good too, but I personally don't go for 55 very often, if at all. Grill goes all edge, internal looks bad. Yeah, I mean, a lot of LZ's or old boards were not that great quality-wise. Like, actually, a lot of them were not good quality-wise, like both machining and finish-wise. And like design-wise, they're kind of like all crazy. Yeah. Kyle the boy, just follow you. Love seeing people stream about keyboards. Thank you, thank you. Thanks for the follow. What the heck is that sound? Okay, never mind. I thought it was sticking, but it's not. If only Redline didn't happen, yeah, that was unfortunate, eh? Yo, so when are we gonna have more? We need more Skype group designs. Skype group TKLs. Skype was 75, yeah. I'm just joking. Back when the days of Skype were a thing. RS build stream when? When RS? RS when? It happened. You missed it last night. Okay, hold up. I need to listen to that. It's really loud. think that's okay. You think 909 with green accents would work well with the dark green 8X? Yes, absolutely. Beige on dark green actually looks really good. And I think the lighter green from 909 would look pretty nice because of the contrast. I personally would recommend it. You could sketch it up on like Paint or GIMP. JHanna239, what's the lightest spring you can put into Holy Pandas? I've got 63.5 in and still feel a bit heavy for me. Personally, yeah, so Droke is right. You don't want to go less than 55 usually for tactile. I agree with that because 55 is basically like MX Brown lightness. I would say that for Holy Pandas, I normally use like 67 before, but I also don't use Holy Pandas at all anymore. Like I tried them once and I was like, okay, I'm done. I personally am more of an MX Clear, MX Brown, and Taupe kind of guy. And as far as tactiles go, maybe Mod M's for like a different option. I think those like three choices for MX are like my go-tos. So if you want something less tactile, you can do those. Like MX Clear, MX Gray, Spring Swapped. MX Brown, Spring Swapped if you want something heavier than MX Brown. But yeah, I think those are your choices if you want something that's not like Holy Panda. I mean, Holy Pandas sound different. They have that like long pole, stem pole, which makes them bottom out sooner, and it is pretty clacky. Some people clip them sometimes, but I feel like it can be inconsistent, so I would personally not advise to do it. You can pull springs off a GAT Clear 35 grams. You can, just that it's not like the best thing. I'm waiting for my board with Ergo Clear 68 gram. Nice. That should be pretty nice actually. Ergo Clear 68 gram sounds pretty nice. Brown is sleeper cause trash. Toxic. I have 62 gram in the Holy Panda board. I'll try 55 gram before I kick it. So I feel like 55 gram J-Han on a Holy Panda switch might not return properly. So you run that risk. Because Holy Panda is actually like a... It's technically not like the stems are like... I mean, you're using basically like the stems of Halo Clear in the inverter housing, and technically they're not supposed to... Like, it's not like an intended behavior. It's people that discovered it and were like, oh, this feels good. I think that 55 gram might not return actually. So, I mean, worth a test, but I think I have a feeling it won't. Or it'll have some issues because of the bump. Trying the extreme slow seems more interesting of normal. Give me clear stroke. Mr. Pirulito, what is the macro pad? The macro pad is Rama M6A. M6A, yeah, M6A. Go to Leaders Key website and go buy Taupe if you want tactile. True. Tactile is goats. Hangul Sub Legend so lit. True though. Actually, I really like the font on Taupe keys. Like the PBT keys. Taupe is the ultimate switch. I agree though, because I feel like Taupe is just like so comfortable to go back to. Like for work, I use it all the time. It really is just the nicest switch for... Taupe is... Dice Up is sick, but the mod icon is so bad. I do agree with that too. I mean, Taupe Dice Up is actually kind of blurry. If you look closely, it's kind of blurry. So it's not like the best, but for OEM standards, I feel like it's pretty good. Like getting that included with the board at that like kind of like level is pretty good. So like people basically don't stray much from OEM because the like other options that are out in the aftermarket or whatever, they're not as good. Like the PBT feels really rough for some. Yeah. Hangul Burgundy have a top 3 set IMO. I agree. Hangul and Burgundy go really well. Yeah. I always ended up going back to my F60C. FC60C. Topre does feel so good. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing for me. Topre is a switch I go back to. Sure, maybe I don't use it every single day, because I'm using a lot of MX, but it's like if I could only keep one board and like Topre was an option, I wouldn't mind it. Like if Topre was the option that I eventually chose, I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. I'll be like, all right. Let's see. Got a Pro 2 right now. Nice. I'm a blank boy. Yeah, I have blanks on my HHKB for the most part. I like actually lettered caps on the Real Force though. I think I like the lettered cap look more on the TKL. How rough is HHKB stock caps? Not very. I'd say wipe out a Real Force I used for half a year before I swap. Dang. Pretty good. Can't see black on black. Oh, that's what you meant. Let's see. Really not a ton on texture in this new HKB. You got ISO not comfy. Drogue. So toxic. I'm just kidding. Not really. Let me know when you do. Until then, no cool. Yeah, Auntie's is nice. I actually grew up using ISO when I first started like typing. Like the first time I typed on stuff was an ISO keyboard actually. I eventually I think it was because a lot of the boards that were available were ANSI, so I actually didn't have issues switching to ANSI because I basically automatically switched just because I kind of grew up into it. Hey yo, Space Cables, hello. How are you doing? How are you doing? Good to see you. I grew up with ISO and ANSI in the 90s. Yeah. For people who grew up in a different country, like outside of the US, a lot of places, and specifically that also had a lot of influence from the United States due to historical reasons, like technologically or whatever. A lot of us grew up with both ANSI and ISO. It's just a thing. French Canadian keyboard? Yeah, like isn't that like Azerty though? French Canadian? Actually, I guess it could be QWERTY, but has some like French symbols too. French Canadian NCR is POG. Yeah. Isn't that guy Mark always looking for French Canadian NCR? Like that stuff is gonna be super hard to find because I feel like I've never seen French Canadian boards like pop up in general. Don't see them. Fortescue and Louison, yeah. Hey Renz, hello. Oh, I thought this was the KB75. Wait, is the title wrong? Uh-oh. Did I mistitle this? I don't think so, right? I think I titled it fine. It's fine. I mean, usually it asks for the title right before you go live, so it's hard to get it wrong. unless you just like click twice, like click like accept or whatever. They just released. Oh, I see. You just thought it was that. How much is this board or kit? I actually don't remember how much KVDA AXS costs. It's like 200 and I don't know, 250? No, more. I think a little more. It's like $300 per kit. It's like 300 plus shipping. Yeah. It's like 300 plus shipping for the kit, so that comes with a PCB, a plate, and the case. And then maybe you say you get like 90 switches for maybe like, let's say like 60 cents each. So maybe let's say like 55 bucks, 60 bucks for switches, and then like keycaps. Depends on what you get for the. Can range maybe all the way up to like $150, let's say. Is this a good kit to start? Oh yeah, I think it's a great bang for the buck board, especially if you're into a TKL. Are any upcoming group like to join that's like a good kit to start? There's always stuff coming up, but I mean, KVD fans restocks their boards fairly frequently, so that's something you can consider. You know? Yeah. Okay, I put like a noise gate on the mic, so it should quiet down a little bit of the fan when I'm like not talking. By Kitty fans, Tofu best starter? Tofu, yeah, pretty good starter actually. They've like made modifications to it too, and like it comes out like right away. Like they ship them out right away if they're in stock. A lot of the KVD fan stuff is super good, bang for the buck. So if you're looking into a starter board to get right away, that's pretty good. I mean, overall, like those are all good choices. TKL maybe, and I'll just order the Silk series. Nice. Pretty good choice. I want a PC case with underglow that sounds good. Yeah, you could always get a Polycarb 8X, like one of these, in TKL form. There's also, I think, Tofu. And I'm not sure if the KVD67 comes in Polycarb. Tofu has Polycarb? Yeah, I know that Tofu does have Polycarb. Alright, let's get some soldering done. I don't like 60 at 165 or TK at least. So yeah, you sound like you need arrow keys. So yeah, just get something like that. G Pro Wireless looks so big when your hand's on it. Maybe my hand is big, so that's why. You know what they say about big hands. Oh man. No, he's saying that Oh, he says that the G Pro Wireless looks so big. Oops. My bad. I misread that then. I'm sorry. Misinterpreted. How embarrassing. Alright. Let's get some soldering done. Small hand. What does that mean? I don't know. I'm gonna turn on the fan now. This or KB67? The KB67 is a 65%, and this is a TKL, right? If you need effort, get TKL for games like MapleStory. I do agree with that. Man, I haven't played MapleStory in like ages. That's definitely a game I haven't played in forever. And I also played little of it because I used to play other games too. I used to play like Ragnarok Online. I used to play like a lot of Diablo actually. Back when those games were popular. It's like Diablo 2 was amazing. Yeah. Oh, Guns. Oh, yo, Guns was actually really fun. And so, yeah, Soldier Front. Yeah. Those are all great games. I used to play those a lot. Like with friends especially. Yeah, those are good games. Guns' best Korean game. It was one of the most popular games out there for a long time. Yeah, I do remember those. Man, those are good games, man. I actually haven't heard anyone mention those in a while. Yeah, EG. Yeah, EG had great games. Trying to F3 some e-girls problem. Good evening, Funzy. Hello. I remember coming home from middle school, we would use landline and 6-way call playing Guns and shit. Dude, that sounds so much fun. I actually have had like LAN parties and we would play like Counter-Strike or, you know, and yeah, I would like get on like Skype calls or like landline calls with friends to play games too. Although landline, it depends, because if I had a dial-up connection, back when dial-up was a thing, you can't use the phone, right? Hey Lightning, looks like I made it in time for throwback to B5. Anyone play Mega Man Battle Network series? I did. Not too much though. I actually much preferred the Mega Man Zero games on the Game Boy Advance. I actually like those a lot more than Battle Series Network. And like, yeah. The Mega Man Zero series was really good. I also played a lot of, in high school, I played a lot of Dota. That was probably the game I played the most in high school. Dota on G Arena. And then I stopped playing Dota in college because I wanted to do other things in college, I guess. Played a lot of Smash at college, I guess. Like Melee or like other things. Although I kind of suck at it, to be honest.
I love Melee. It's my all-time favorite game. You could see that. I mean, a lot of people's favorite game is Melee. Yeah, people get really serious about Melee, so I'm in that weird point where like I could play with relatively casual people but can't competitively play just because people are too good. DDR tournaments. Melee Online is amazing right now? Oh, I didn't know that. I also don't follow the scene anymore. I haven't followed in a long time. We just play Guns Private Server. Just play Guns Private Server with me. We can clan war. Huh? That could be fun actually. I'm kind of busy this month, but I'll definitely, when I'm like less busy, I'll definitely be down to play games and stuff. My school had Smash and DDR tourneys. DDR. Oh man, Dance Dance Revolution. I was only into it maybe like in late elementary, middle school a little bit, and then for like dance games I was into like Pump It Up, like arcade, a little bit in in middle school. I preferred going to the arcade for that, and it was fun. But definitely not really into them anymore. Nearly as much. Like I'll maybe like play around if I'm at the arcade, but are arcades even a thing nowadays? Like I feel like they're kind of dead. Like it's not much of a thing anymore. It used to be really fun though, to go with friends to the arcade. Like normally like there's like arcade and then there's like pool and like other things. Anyway, just gonna gloss over group buys that are currently active on my sponsors' websites and channels. So starting off with Canon Keys, we have Canon Caps Zero. It's a new cherry profile PBT die subset designed by Rensuya and run by Canon Keys. It's going to be running for the rest of this month, and it only costs $99 for what seems to be pretty promising for cherry profile PBT. I don't know how it compares with like Enjoy PBT and other similar key sets, or like Infinity Key or like other things, but I do recommend checking it out because the samples look really good. Tvv or TVV, I'm not sure. Hello. On Canon Keys, we also have the Summer Palette desk mats. They're like summer themed, sort of pastel-y summer themed desk mats. Those are also running until the end of the month. So go check out canonkeys.com. Looks like it would be good on a blackboard. What thing would be good on a blackboard? Oh, Canon Caps, yes. That look, yeah, it would look pretty good on a monochrome, sort of like neutral colored board, gray or silver even. Anyway, next is Dixie Mech. So head on over to dixiemech.com/lightning, and the current group buys right now running are GMK Pono, which runs until next week. So this coming week is the last week for GMK Pono. It's designed by Sour, features cute cat themed novelties and desk mats and Rama caps. And then till the end of the month we have GMK Minimal R2. So GMK Minimal R2 is black on white key set, and this time it features colored accents, as well as mono legend kits for the number row and the symbols. So there's a lot of different new kits now that you can check out. So go ahead and check out GMK Nemo Round 2 on Dixie Mech. Next up we have novelties. So on novelties.xyz you can get any in-stock item for 5% off using my promo code Thunder. So if you use the promo code Thunder, you can get 5% off an in-stock item. So it doesn't apply to group buys. And speaking of group buys, GMK Mecha 01 just ended, but on novelties we currently have GMK Bento Round 2 by BIP. It now has 2 different base kits, as well as the usual Deathmat and Rama caps. And we also have SA Skyrider. So SA Skyrider is this it's a sculpted SA set. Has these dark green and olive green colors. It's inspired from a typewriter, Smith Corona typewriter actually. So if you're into that and like airplanes, that might be the set for you. Should be running till the end of the month. Next is Prime Keyboards. They just had some updates on Prime Keyboards. Silent Alpacas will be stocked later in August or early September. Alpacas, there's no plan exactly yet, but they will be with there will be some fulfillment in a few weeks, I think. But for that, you'll have to hold for updates from Holton. Durock stabilizers and Cherry stabilizers will be stocked in like a week or two, so look forward to that. I heard that there will be some differently colored stabilizers coming as well from Durock, so pretty exciting stuff. I'll probably end up stocking up myself on some, because I've been looking to get some Durock stabs for builds and other things. New color? Yeah, just like Switches. It's like new color every so often. There's a new color from Durock. Like that's kind of like the thing now. The Meridian, as you heard, it's an Ergo 60% board by AIL3 and Prime Keyboards, inspired by the Prime E and sort of like the Alice. There's an intro check on Geekhack right now, so you can head on over to primekb.com and it'll link you there, or you can just look up for Meridian Geekhack on Google and it'll link you there too. Deskies films were just restocked, so if you're looking for Switch films, you can get Deskies films and also Toper silencing rings on Prime KB. And finally we have Project Keyboard. On Project Keyboard we have GMK Sumi until the middle of this month. That's right. And that one comes with a bunch of different Deathmat designs, Rama caps, and obviously a lot of different child kits. And it's a monochrome theme set after like the Japanese Sumi A style. And then finally there is a GMK Dolchar 5. So GMK Dolchar 5 is something that I designed and I'm running currently this month, so please do consider supporting GMK Dolchar 5. Comes with row 5, bottom row, and 2 different accent colors, as well as Hangul sub-legend child kit. There's a Cherry logo Rama cap, also for sale, and it will be running until September 4th. September 4th is a Friday, so if you're getting a paycheck then, we decided on that date so that people can catch the group buy in case they're like last minute buyers. Currently we are very likely to hit MOQ on all the kits, of course with extras and whatnot, and we do however hope that we'll get more support from the community, especially for the Hangul sub-legend kit. which would be nice if we had more support for. So please do consider that. And OG Space Keys R2 is also running with Heinebush, Heine.cc, if you're into split layouts and alternative spacebar options for beige kits, white and black, black and white, Oblivion also, and Dolch. Someone's asking, why are there not more polyethylene housing switches? Probably because polyethylene is harder to work with, most likely, because there's like I'm not sure if you knew, but like the inverse stems had some issues with like shrinkage and like tolerance issues, basically. So I assume that for housings that could be an issue. So I imagine it may be why we have fewer of those. It's a relatively new material that we're kind of exploring and figuring out for manufacturing. So I would think that that's why we haven't seen that many switches made out of it. Okay, looks like we are done soldering. Was that an issue with Tangerines? I am not sure, as I have not fiddled myself with Tangerines. I've heard that some people with Tangerines think that they're like too clacky or whatever. But other than that, like I don't really know if there's like shrinkage issues specifically. So that I'm not sure about. So I won't. I can't assure you with certainty what the verdict on them is. Okay, so let's just test the PCB. Wait. Oh, I think I might. Oh, I see. I need to go to KVD8X, and then hit test matrix, and there we go. Okay. So testing. What is that? What do you think about a KV67 MK2? This KV67 Mark II is a very good entry level 65% keyboard. It's pretty widely available through KVD fans, and it comes at a pretty accessible price. I guess right now there's some competitors for it, like the NK65 aluminum edition is coming for a drop. Wait, did it happen actually? Let me see. So let's see. So actually, oh, here it is. So there's going to be black aluminum NK65 V2s going for sale on novelkeys.xyz on Monday, August 10th at noon Eastern time. Okay, so there's going to be 500 black aluminum NK65 V2 units, and those come with like a USB cable with the VIA programmable PCB and a case, among other things. So that's also a pretty fierce competitor for the KVD67. Both are pretty good. I would say that a lot of people have said very good things about both. So if you wanted to pick between one or the other, you could look into the aesthetics, you could look into the different specs of the boards and pick one accordingly. Also kind of funny, there's currently a war going on between Good Dolch and Good Dolch. Are you saying mine's Good Dolch and Evil Dolch? Let's see which side wins. I think so I think like they pretty much target two different audiences, like as far as Evil Dolch and regular Dolch goes, because Evil Dolch has like it's much more like vibrant, like it has a lot more oomph because of the colors, whereas classic Dolch is for those who want it like a classic standard, like what people would call like boring look, right? So yeah, that could be one of the main things that people might find different about it. All right, but yeah, I don't know what will happen with regards to that. Alright, so we're gonna take this apart and build it up. Let's get the bump-ons, shall we? Okay, it's good to have black bump-ons for a black keyboard. They blend in much better. Hey Soren, what's up? Dolch is boards with no RGB. A lot of boards have no RGB nowadays, I feel. Like especially basically like keyboards with no diffuser at the bottom. Even though the PCBs might have underglow, you cannot see it, so people will not have it turned on. But hey Soren, how you doing? Waiting for Twitch to reapprove my emotes? What do you mean reapprove? What happened for them to have to be reapproved? Like, did they get declined for some reason? Had to move to T1. Oh, tier 1, I see. Wait, so Soren, for affiliate you still have like oh, I see. Maybe you had them on Better TV or something, or Francoface, or I see. Oh, okay. Partners have it easier? Yeah, partners do have it easier. Partners have a lot more slots. And yeah, on affiliate, you can only have 5 on tier 1, 1 on tier 2, and 1 on tier 3. What's the difference between QMK and VIA? So QMK, you could consider it like the base platform for programming, and for basically like the way the PCB works is on QMK, like the controller is on QMK, and then VIA is basically built on top of QMK, so VIA requires QMK to run. You can't move them. You have to re-upload. Oh, I see. But yeah, so VIA runs on top of QMK. So VIA is basically a utility to reprogram your PCB on the fly. So like it's just like point and click, and it will automatically update your key map. You don't have to reflash your keyboard, whereas in regular QMK you would have to create a hex file that you have to reprogram onto the keyboard. But on VIA now you don't have to do that. Like you can just I'm gonna turn off the noise gate now. I think it's like cutting off. But yeah, so like on VIA you can just it's a GUI, yeah, and like it sits on top of QMK, and you can easily reprogram on the fly. So it's very convenient. It's super easy to use. Basically for VIA you just flash the VIA key map once, which is like the base key map, or a lot of PCBs already come with it now, and then you can just reprogram it. Can I flash a TX-Suo PCB to QMK? Not sure if you can, because it's possible that the way they built the architecture for the TX PCBs is not something, like maybe they don't use a controller that's compatible for QMK. You would have to ask someone like McMerlin, or someone who knows how to port things over to QMK or understands QMK well. But I don't think I've seen any TX PCBs I don't think I've seen any TX PCBs on QMK. Frustrating. Alright, so we have it mounted on top now. It's a brushed, clear-coated brass weight. Obviously my hands are a little bit grimy, which is why there's like marks. Like just like it's like, why? I mean, unless there was a very strict, firm, very counterintuitive to me. It's like you're saying that the PCB designer, okay, so the whole philosophy behind like a lot of the matrix boards, and you can't actually reprogram all these PCBs. They have socket control, or the position of the Win key, or like your RGB options, or whatever. That under the like design philosophy, quote unquote, first century design. But yeah, it's sorry about that. But yeah, regarding the PCB stuff, no. If anything, I feel like because they were starting to do international group buys, you would think that they would converge towards the same standards that the Western community is using. And it would be like a simple way to implement keyboard software worldwide, cross-compatible, easy to use, all the utilities accessible for every keyboard. Also very strange, to flash a matrix ADD, you put into reset mode and it shows up as a drive, then drag and drop your hex into it. That sounds just the same way as you reprogram like a lot of Lin PCBs. So LinWorks PCBs like the Montage or the Dolphin, EM7 and all those, like the Fave, they're called like the Fave brand PCBs. They all have like the same thing where you you plug it in and it shows up as a like a USB drive. And yeah, the same thing. You basically just drop in a hex file and then reset it again, and it basically detects the firmware. But once you do that the first time, that's only for setup actually. Once you do that the first time, you can actually just reprogram it using Fave Tool, which is basically the GUI for those PCBs. Yeah, so that is kind of the same, but I mean it's just really odd. But it sounds like for the 2.0 ADD, you actually have to connect it and reset every single time you have to reprogram it, which is pretty frustrating. I mean, you can just program in a reset button, like a shortcut, so you don't have to physically press a button. But even then, it just sounds to me like a hassle. Like, I feel like it would have been just much easier to go with QMK and then VIA to just be able to reprogram things on the fly. That's unfortunate, because when I heard that Matrix PCBs would have QMK enabled, I thought it would basically be, oh, now we can actually port things over to VIA, and that's it. Like, we will have all these different keyboards enabled on VIA, and like you can just use the same GUI for everything. But if that's not, then that sounds too logical. Yeah, I imagine. It's kind of frustrating, honestly. Like, as a customer or like as a consumer, I just feel like frustrated, because it's like basically you're just making life more difficult from just doing that. It just anyway, so as I said, we had a key set, and we have GMK Honeywell today. So we're gonna be using that because it's just easier. Okay, so there's the second tray. So I'll just take out the stuff I need, which is the 7U keys. Let's do Bard, FNJ. I think that all the TKL stuff should be on the other tray. Yeah. My packaging design. Oh, Honeywell? Oh, cool. I didn't know that. So Sour is saying that he made this bandroll design. Pretty simplistic, very minimalist. Cool. You never know, because I think they pretty much have a standard where you can't put like other names outside of like the set name and whatnot. But cool. Didn't know that. Wish GMK brought back the old trays. Yeah, so this is why we need the old trays back. What is this? What is this? I was fine with the bags. Oh yeah, back in the day, huh? Yeah. Even the bags are fine. Heck. Like the trays actually... Does the base kit come with the red accents? Yes, it does, I believe. By default, yes. It's part of the set. It's part of the base kit. But... like, there's just so much wrong with these new trays. Because... by... like, them dislodging and shifting around like this basically makes it so that they're actually prone to damage, like, in shipping. Like, they can get damaged because if something else is on top, it's pressing against keycaps that are against one another, like on top of each other, it's gonna scratch them. Like, it's gonna damage them. And there's just so much wrong with that, I feel. Yo, chat versus everything, thank you so much for the host. Is that Frank? Hello, hello. So chat versus everything, I just want to give them a shout out. Chat versus everything is actually hosted by Frank of Prime Caps. If you don't know Prime Caps, they're artisan makers in our community. They're known for their lurv, their deep space like designs, deep field designs like their blanks. They're also known for the albumin. But Chat vs. Everything is actually a stream about Dungeons and Dragons played with chat. So chat basically controls the actions of... basically it's like chat playing Dungeons and Dragons along with the hosts, using a character that they create at the beginning, which has already been created at this point. And on Chat vs. Everything, like chat can vote to decide on decisions that are made by this character that plays along with the characters that the hosts are playing themselves, along with one of the hosts who is the Dungeon Master. So if you don't know, Dungeons and Dragons is like the OG role-playing game, tabletop. But you can play this online now with Chat vs. Everything. So, you know, give them a follow. They're super swell, super chill guys. Blacky Grit, hello. Yeah, I'm not sure how many of you guys have played D&D before. It's pretty fun. I haven't played a campaign in a long time. I guess we'll use an accent for this guy here. Captain Ladies Man, hello. Any thoughts on the text-only mods for this round? I personally am not a fan of text mods, unfortunately. Wait a sec, I put that wrong. Yeah, I think text mods look too bare. I prefer icon plus text the best, and then icon only, and then text. Personally, yeah, I don't know. I think text only, I understand the motivation behind text only, but it's just not my thing. Yeah. It's just a preference thing at this point. It's just not for me. I think it looks alright. So text only looks alright if it's juxtaposed, meaning like put next to like for example, like in Space Cadet. For example, in Space Cadet you have very busy sub-legend alphas, like the cadet alphas. So that in that case it's fine because you have like busy alphas and more like kind of bare bones sort of modifiers, or like in Oblivion where the colors add a little touch to the set. So that's why I like text mods on those, or like, you know, GMK Minimal, I understand that it's like part of the theme of the set, but in general I don't like, I certainly don't like text only mods. Like, just generally speaking, it's not, if I had a choice I would rather not pick a set with them. I mean, I actually have preferred, I've chosen not to buy key sets just based on that preference, because I know that I won't like it in person as much. It's just less likable is basically what I'm saying. Text mods are worst mods. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a preference thing, but it's just not my preferred type style. Some people do like them. Some people even prefer them. So. But yeah, specifically for Honeywell, I think a like a more, like the more classic text plus icon style is much more appropriate for Honeywell. That's just me though. It just fits the theme of the set better too. Alright, let's try this out. I skipped Moto and Light Dolch because of icon mods. Yeah. Oh, I see. Icon mods, yeah. So yeah, some people don't like icon mods also. I am okay with icon only. It's still not my most preferred style. I still prefer icon plus text. Icon plus text over icon over text mods. Yeah, I agree with that placement of ranking. Let me see. Did I finish my coffee? I did. Just water. All right, turn off the AC for now. How does that look? Looks pretty nice, in my opinion. Looks pretty clean, for sure. Especially on a black keyboard. Glad I got bleached instead of minimal because of icon being better than text mods. I understand that. One piece that I'm not thinking twice about is going to be another run of Yolch. I think it will be interesting to see Yolch run in like GMK. I mean, GMK Lux comes close, but it's not Yolch. It's not the same. So there's that to consider. Okay, let's adjust this mic.
keyboard. And get a typing test up. Okay, cool. It's kind of in the way, but you guys are fine with that, right? Okay. All right. Let's oh, my fan's running. Okay, you can close that. Close this too. All right. Let's get this typing test going. All right, so here we have a KBD 8X Mark II designed by AIO3 and sold by KBD fans, featuring Zelio V2 switches and GMK Honeywell. The switches are lubed with Tribosys 3204. They're 67 gram springs, and the caps are GMK Honeywell and Co. Let's get this going. All right. 3, 2, 1. Oh, my bad. I did a short test. I think that was a 15-second test by accident. I must have set the setting wrong. Let me try again. Alright, 120. Actually not bad. That's actually close to what my actual words per minute is on average. Spacebar sounds weird compared to the other keys. Yeah, there is case foam this time. So there is case foam inside of the case this time. Here's the mods.
Spacebar, I like the spacebar's case foam. Yes, spacebar sounds weird compared to the other keys. Spacebar sounding kind of clean. Yeah, the spacebar actually sounds really nice. The case foam, I think, really makes the sounds different. Honeywell looks good, yeah. Polycarb 8X sounds even nicer too. Yeah, the case foam does more than I thought. It definitely does quite a bit, I think. The last time I built KVD 8X with no foam, the sound was definitely much more like apparent. It was like more clacky. It was more pronounced. The case foam is definitely damping a lot of that, I think, which actually goes well with how sharp the sound of Zelio V2s is. That's kind of like my assessment of it. Is that Honeywell? Yes, this is Honeywell & Co. Caffeine Connoisseur. Hello. Very different than everything else. So much deeper. Zelio sound, meh. Yeah, I mean, Zelio sound kind of more clacky. They have a higher like overall pitch, like a tone. So some people dislike that. Some people are okay with it. But the thing about Zelios is that they are pretty smooth from the get-go, and they are lubed. So yeah, overall very nice build. I do think that's the case. Like, it's super smooth. Let's do one more test, shall we? One more test, and then we can call it a day. Do you mind comparing this sound next to some Topre? Sure, I'll do it after one more typing test, shall we? One more typing test, and maybe I'll bring my HHKB, and we can. Although my HHKB does sound kind of different because it's like also lubed, but I'll bring my HKB and we can compare it to that. All right, 3, 2, 1. We do. I mistyped. Alright. Choking so much. Yeah, I was choking a lot. Redo. Could try again, yeah. But anyway, I'll make some Topre, because someone asked. Do I own any KVD fans boards? I don't at the moment, no. Oh no, I guess I do own a Polaris. I own a Polaris. That's KVD fans technically. So this is my HHKB Pro 2. Anyway, where did I get those caps from my HHKB? Okay, these are artisans. The step caps was made by Tokipi. The red modifiers were made by Key Collective, another artisan. I'm not a fan of that sound. That's okay. And these keycaps come from a Japanese Real Force. I think it's Real Force 91U or 91, just 91. But basically it's a Japanese Real Force. It has ISO keys. These are laser etched caps. So sort of like pat print in a way, but they also will fade in time and they also can shine. But the shine is not going to be so apparent, but the legends can actually fade, so that's just something to know. Anyway, so that's Topa for you guys. So what key set is that? This key set is GMK. Oh, the one that was just put away. As I said, it was Real Force 91, and yes, Key Collective mods and some click clack skulls. It was yeah, it's a laser etched set from Real Force 91, an old I guess an old at this point Japanese Real Force board. Sacrificial red, yeah, sacrificial red. I got it from somebody who used to collect this stuff. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we have for this guy. I will, let's see, I'm just gonna show you guys the board itself. You're going from Oxblood earlier this month. Haven't seen many on MM, surprisingly. Yeah, KK mods don't pop up too often actually, mostly because of how old they are. The caps themselves. So I think that's mainly why a lot of the people who used to own them have since like retired in a way. So that's probably why you don't see them too often anymore. But anyway, so this is what the board. Oh, I see it's not on a focus. Come on, focus. Focus. Is it focusing? Is it focusing yet? Okay. So this is what the board looks like. So it's a KVD 8X with Honeywell. The KVD 8X is a design, Mark II is a design by Mr. AI03. There we go. That's the side. This is the bottom, brushed brass with clear coat. Pretty cool, pretty clean, seamless look. And here's the profile for R1 through R4. So for those interested in Dolchar 5, R5 has a bit of a more sculpted look here for their last row. But yes, I agree, this weight does look good. Black and brass, pretty classy look in my opinion. And you can see also the brass plate sort of shining through over there. Very, very clean. Yep. So that's what we got today. And I think I'll probably call it, that's the wrong connector. Probably call it a day for today, but let's see if anybody's streaming. Looks like we have Minterly Max F. Oh yes, Max F could be a good person to raid because he is currently doing a 12-hour stream today. There will be a few giveaways. He is having also an interview with what's his name? With the CEO of the Key Company. And he will be building a TKC 1800. He'll be doing a few giveaways during the stream. I think there's a bongo cat somewhere and a keyboard and a bunch of things. So he's doing a long stream today, so I think we should show some support for him. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, as usual, you can check out my socials. So exclamation socials here. There is YouTube, Instagram, and Discord. You can always join my Discord channel to ask any questions you might have. You can always PM me as well on Reddit or other places. Yeah, and you know, I hope you guys like the stream, and I'll probably have a new stream sometime coming this week. So yeah, just look out for that. And thank you so much everyone for coming by. Let's go raid Max F. So raid Max F live. But yeah, thanks everybody. I hope you can show some support for Max F, and I, as always, very much appreciate your support. Alright guys, I'll see you guys later. Let's go raid. We can you guys can spam. I guess it might not be available for those who are not subs, but you can always spam my raid emote if you have it. But anyway, let's head over. Thank you so much guys.